Hi, I'm Candace Cook-Cline, and this is my rebuttal to the initial debate video 1 regarding healthcare, universal healthcare in the United States and whether it should be legalized. All right, first point, as my opponent had said, she said that it was easier for patients to seek treatment with universal healthcare. Let's go back to my initial debate video where we talked about comparing wait times for countries who already have the universal health care coverage, and it showed that the average wait time for elective hospital-based care in the United Kingdom was 46 days, while some patients wait over a year. So I'm not quite sure it is easier for patients to seek treatment when you could go into a hospital here with your private health care and not have to wait for prior authorizations or pre-certifications for hospital-based care, and you don't have to wait a year or 46 days. Then also increased demand to specialty services. There's definitely going to be an increased demand, and that's why we see increased wait time. But specialty services, let's not forget that when government is in charge, the government can set limitations and mandates on procedures and coverages and treatments. So specialty services, especially as niche procedures and coverages that my opponent had discussed, let's not forget that they might not be covered. All right, another point she had said was it's a great avenue for us to look at as the United States because it's paid by government. Our insurance, our federal taxes would pay this coverage. And she compared it to private health care where the monthly costs are outrageous. Let's remember that in the initial proposal for it to be covered by not covered, but to be taken on by the United States, the payroll tax increase would be 7.5% with a 4% income tax on all Americans, and Americans with higher income would be subject to higher taxes. But then these projections were not even sufficient to begin universal health care in the United States. So do we want to be taxed at a higher bracket because we have a higher income? And then also, we're being taxed across the board, whether we utilize all of our coverage that the universal health care coverage offers, whether we utilize it or not, we are being taxed as those who use it to the max. And also, looking at the debt, yeah, it looks like it's going to be paid by the government. But let's look at the economic toll that I had initially discussed regarding the United States taking this on. So it looks like the upfront cost for this would be greater than, let's see here. Okay, sorry about that. So it looks like across 10 years, this could take a toll on the United States of $32 to $44 trillion. And we are already in debt greater than 30 trillion as a nation, which leaves our individual debt at $100,000, whether you have worked hard to pay your house off, your vehicles, you're out of student loan debt, things like that, that doesn't matter. Our national debt is $100,000 per person in this population just by our national debt as it is. So can you imagine adding $32 to $44 trillion over the next 10 years? This is going to impact our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and many generations to come. So in conclusion, I once again feel that universal health care is not a valid option for the United States of America. Looking at the increased debt, the increased taxes, increased patient wait times, decreased availability of personalized care, it is not a good option for the United States.